I was really struggling with my weight. I was struggling with my diabetes. My blood sugar was really crazy at the end of January. Actually, a few days before I came to Hippocrates, I was having numbers, in the 300s, even in the 400s the day of my arrival. So I needed to do something about that, and I chose Hippocrates. The type 2 diabetes is something that's been creeping up the last year and a half. I have done some work with diets and with exercise, but it really wasn't until I heard about the vegan-based diet that was very successful that made me want to come and try it at Hippocrates. I had some stress too. My father passed away in January. I was taking care of him the last 7 months here in Naples, Florida, trying to get calories into him. And it was just very stressful. And, I turned to food, as comfort in that situation, a little alcohol too, to be honest. It wasn't working for me. And the combination of the bad food and the alcohol too, and the stress, it was just, sending my type 2 diabetes way up there. So, yeah, I heard about Hippocrates when I was in Europe. I was in Stade at a party, and I met a father and son who had come to Hippocrates for obesity. And they loved the program. The father couldn't stop singing Hippocrates praises. And I had heard about Hippocrates many years ago too, from a neighbor of mine in New Jersey, who had a transformative experience and looked great. But I've been dabbling with different spas. I'd been to India a few times. I'd had some success with weight loss, but I couldn't keep it going over the year. And I really needed a better program or a better idea of how to handle the type 2 diabetes. And Hippocrates worked. I was amazed. Even after a couple of days, my blood sugar came down to almost normal. I wasn't quite sure what to expect, even though I had seen some testimonials on YouTube and I had done some research online. I knew it was a very healthful place, but I wasn't prepared for how healing it would be spiritually as well as physically. I was nervous, of course, whether I could handle being vegan because I'd never done that before in my entire life. Frankly, I love food. I love historic food and menus and cooking and entertaining. And I think food is such a pleasure and a cultural experience as well as a sensual one. And the idea that I would be, having to give up these things that I thought were so important to me, in the end, they weren't because I felt so good after not having them. In fact, it's been a month now since I've been out of the experience, and I haven't faltered. I have so much energy now, and less anxiety about things, and just a better outlook, and a lot of peace, and a little less guilt about eating animals, I have to say. But anyway, I was really looking forward to Hippocrates, and when I arrived, I was a little overwhelmed by the scheduling and so forth. But I found my routine, I found my journey, and I had great coaches and advisors and physicians, and everything worked smoothly. I felt very proud. I felt excited for the future, that I could have this much energy again. I'm 47 years old now. I just had my birthday this month. I was feeling much older than my age, and now I'm feeling back like in my 30s again, which is nice. Again, it's the running. I guess the key thing that I learned being at Hippocrates is that it's the daily exercise as well as the nutrition. Yeah. It's just not diet based. It really is keeping everything moving. And also there's the spiritual factor. That's number 3. There was the therapy I got from several people, and then also the circle group and various other spiritual therapies, just to sort of get things out of my system that had been there in the past, God knows, since childhood or adolescence, or there was a lot of cleansing, not only physically but emotionally, and it created a new foundation for me. And that's what I'm most excited about Hippocrates for. It's the idea that they have this formula of the incredible nutrition to fight cancer, to fight diabetes, to fight most ailments. The idea that people are with you the entire time you're there, supporting you, and the support I've gotten since I've left has been incredible. I'm still in touch with my coaches, also on social media and live phone calls, and they care, and they keep caring, and that's what's important to me. I was so frightened before I came. I was frightened that I would lose my vision, that I would lose the extremities. There are so many tales of horror with diabetes. And one thing I read before I made the decision to come was, I might have only 5 years to go, or 5 to 10 years to live. And I was really I couldn't grasp how far this was getting, and what kind of treatments weren't working for me. And I feel I'm not afraid of this anymore. I know it's manageable. It's manageable without the animal fat, without the dairy. It's manageable with the exercise. It's nothing to be afraid of anymore. It's something that you can conquer. And Hippocrates enforced that more than any other experience I've had. Oh, at least 20 pounds. I'm still losing. I mean, it's slow. I'm trying to find the right balance between the gym and doing the cardio and running. I really love running. So, but I'm working on that. But I'm holding my own. I'm enjoying it very much. The one thing I wanted to say though is that I found it was very humbling meeting the other people who had come to Hippocrates for healthcare. Honestly, type 2 diabetes is very serious, but I met so many other cases of other health problems that gave me a lot of respect for the institution and what you're doing there, and a lot of gratitude also, because that was healing to talk with other people and hear their experiences and what they were going through and their fears, and you're able to offer comfort to them and vice versa. It's that was a very important part of it. It's you're not alone on your journey at Hippocrates, especially with the other people that are there from all over the world and all different backgrounds, and it's fascinating. I would put your complete trust and faith in Hippocrates and not hesitate, and to come as soon as possible, because the healing that will happen with the nutrition alone perhaps will save your lives. So I would say there's so much success to what people experience at Hippocrates, and of course, do your research, look online, read your testimonials, find out about who the founders are. All of that's important. But having done the experience, I put my complete faith and trust in your team, and will continue to go back for the rest of my life. And it's unlike any other experience I've had, and I've had a lot of international experiences in these types of spas the last year or two, and this one has the right format of just the support, and as well as the nutrition and the follow-up. It's great. I can't thank Hippocrates enough for essentially giving me peace of mind and giving me my life back.